Got a call from our kids that said they were going to come over and have a quick bite with us. They're going to have dinner and nothing too heavy. So I thought, what can we fix? And we'll actually show you on this camera, on the video, on YouTube. So I happen to have some of the large raviolis in the freezer, which is a good thing to keep. Frozen raviolis that are about that big. And what I've done is I've put them into the microwave to soften, to kind of defrost a little bit. I put one defrost. I've got a jar of spaghetti sauce that's heating up. I've got a little bit of oil, about probably like a quarter of an inch of oil in a pan, and I'm heating the oven to put this frozen French bread in. What you do with French bread to make it especially good is to run it under the water and then stick it into a hot oven. So I'm heating the oven to 400. When the kids get here, I'm going to run that under the faucet, put it in, because it's still frozen inside. I happen to keep on hand always a package of 5 hearts of romaine. They keep for several weeks. If you don't cut them up, as soon as you do, it's good to eat them. So I took one of the hearts, and I've got a salad made. I've got some cheese out, and this for pears. I canned some pears last autumn. I canned some pears, and so we'll have those for dessert. So in about, I guess it was probably less than 20 minutes, I've got dinner almost ready to serve. So I'll show you. Here we are. We're ready to start to fry these raviolis. We're going to brown them. You can hear, I waited till the oil was hot enough that you can hear the sizzling. Hear that? That means it's hot enough. The way I tested it, and I didn't show you that, is to take a little bit of water on your fingers, just a tiny bit of water, 1 or 2 droplets, and fling it at the hot oil. And if it tips and gets fries away real fast, you know that it's ready. If it just lays there in the oil for a moment, then you know it's not. Okay, this is the way I'm doing it here. Ron's gone this week, so I don't have him helping me, but this is something that he enjoys a lot, and but it's also been a favorite of our families. So instead of, I'm going to turn the fire down just a little bit. You don't want it to be in deep oil, and you don't want it to be in, not enough that they stick. So do like that, and they're just defrosted. So I'm doing 3 for each because the kids are coming over, and I'll show you what I can tell you about this. Is while they're cooking, you don't want to turn them over so that you're turning them 2 or 3 times. You just want to kind of check and see if it's starting to brown at all. That one is a little bit. You see they're turning a little more white because the back where the dough is raw, it looks a little more yellow. And there's cheese in these, and they have been partially defrosted. So I've got the fire fairly low, and I'm not going to add any more, even though I could make space right here. And you know why? Because if I added a fresh one now, it wouldn't cook the same, and I'd probably forget which one it was. So I just wait till these are cooked, and then I'll put the others in. Okay, it's been about probably 7 minutes or so. You see how they're puffing up? Even though they were frozen and they were flat, and it doesn't matter. I haven't found that it matters to put the flat side down first or the pillow side. I put the pillow side down first. These are the back sides. I'm going to be turning them one more time now that they're getting so nice and fat. But it's got a few more minutes. The other reasons that you want to wait till your oil is hot is that you don't want the food to absorb the oil. That goes with fixing anything. So I want you to see, this is the last of the 15 raviolis that I've been cooking, and you see there's still as much oil in there now as there was before. I didn't add any more. They're not oily. They've been cooking slowly, and they've puffed up nicely. And let me show you. These are the ones that I've already done. There it says oven is hot. So there's the bunch that are done. I put them in the microwave. It's a convection microwave. So I preheated it, turned it off, and they're sitting there. I'm waiting for my kids to come over, my grandkids. So they had a very full day. It's spring break, and they were out having fun. So they called and said, "Can we come over for dinner?" I said, "Yeah, absolutely." So that's what I'm fixing. All right, bye-bye. Okay, the kids have arrived. The sauce is hot. The raviolis are nice and warm still. The bread, I wanted to show you what happens to the bread when I've dumped it underwater. And then so what happens is, when you cut it, it's very hot on the outside. When you cut it, which I did to take a taste, it's very soft and moist inside and nice and extra crunchy on the outside. So we're ready to eat.